Hi, welcome to One Grumpy Old Man and His Classics. Just like to introduce you to my fleet. Let's go.
All my friends know the low rider. The low rider is a little higher.
Well, I say my fleet. I only actually own two of the cars. The other two belong to my wife. So we have four classics between us. 1990 Jaguar XJ6 or XJ40, whatever you want to refer it to. We've owned this for 23 years. It's always garaged, hence why the car's in there and I'm working outside, because that's where it lives. Doesn't come out in the winter, it's only summer use. I have restored it since we've owned it. We get to have a look at that at another time. Okay. Okay, so here we have my 1998 Mercedes W210. It's a 2.8 V6 petrol. I don't actually own any diesel vehicles. I'm a real petrol head through and through, so everything that's around me has got to be petrol. This was sort of a little treat to myself. I've never owned a Mercedes before. Bought this nearly 2 years ago. It's absolutely wonderful. It's probably, well, my wife says it's the best car that I've ever owned. So it then gives you a bit of an insight to what sort of heaps I drag home and resurrect, restore, whatever you want to call it. The BMW E36 convertible, 3 Series. Sadly, it's only a 1.8, but nevertheless, it's still a lovely car. It's got a cover on it at the moment, just covering the roof, but that's not because it leaks. That's because I, at great expense, treated my wife to a new roof on it, including a headliner that was just over £2,000. So during the winter, I like to try and protect it a bit from the elements. So the wife's car, BMW, Mercedes mine, the Jaguar my wife's, and then last of all, the BMW 5 Series E28. Right, do you want to turn around and come back? Oi! Go on then. Right, so this is my latest project. I did say I wasn't going to start any more projects. I am retired. I must say I'm not at retirement age yet, but I've taken early retirement some years ago. And I do like to tinker with all my cars. And I've been after this car for a long time. It belonged to a very good friend of mine, and it was in his garage for 17 years. So it needs everything. It needs brakes, it needs steering, it needs engine work. I haven't even attempted to start this yet, because even though I know the engine is free and turns over, I'm not going to attempt to start it yet, because I'm in the middle of changing the cam belt. It's going to have plugs, leads, distributor cap, rotor arm. I'm going through the whole lot. I know that the fuel pump is dead, so that's got to be changed. The tank had some nasty old fuel in it, which I've drained out, but the tank needs cleaning inside. It's not rusty, but it's got, like, where the fuel has degraded over the years, it's sort of left, I don't know how to describe it really. It's like it's dried and then it's turned to like dust. So I've got to take the tank out and give that a good clean, so I don't want to drag any of that up through into the engine. So there's quite a bit of work to do. So as I say, with the brakes, it's going to have discs, pads, all hoses. It's going to need everything what I think it needs. I've already got new tyres on the wheels. I know there's only one on at the moment. It's only sitting on one wheel. But I've had 5 new tyres fitted. I'm going to be sending the wheels off next week to be re-powder coated, so I'll have all the wheels powder coated. There is some scratches and some crusty bits. I suppose not crusty, but there's like a little bit of surface rust in places where it's been sat in a garage for that amount of time. Even though it was a dry garage, the last 12 months the garage did develop a leak, so the car has suffered a little bit in places, but it's not rust. The arches, amazingly, are pretty good. There's a little bit of rust there, and a little bit there it needs attending to, which could be localised repairs. Yeah, there's just some bits here that I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I'm not going to paint it because I want to try and preserve it as much as I can, because this car's never had paint. It's original paint. Most of it is original. It's an unmessed around with E28, and I quite like that. So I want to preserve as much as I can. Structurally, she's really solid. But the jacking points have just started to go. Not terribly, but they are a common rust area on these. They've been repaired before, okay-ish, but I'm going to chop them out, all 4 of them, and redo them properly. Footwells are original. They've never been welded. They're not rusty. This car is an amazing time walk car, really, and I think being sat for 17 years in the garage has helped preserve it. So that's where we are with it, really. Oh yeah, you can see the broom handle holding the bonnet up. That's because, as usual, these have let go, so that they're not doing their strut thing. I have got multiple parts on order. I'm not being sponsored by them or anything, but I have used AutoDoc for everything so far. I've already had 1 delivery, and that's so. Anyway, so currently I've got no specific order of how I want to do things. As you can see, I've already made a start. I've taken all the calipers off because they were all seized. I've freed 2 off so far. I've stripped them down. So they're going to be fully stripped, fully cleaned up. They're going to be repainted. I'm not going to go daft and paint them red or whatever. I'm going to paint them in a dull aluminium silver to try and replicate what they were like when they were new. They're not going to be spot on, but I want, as I'm putting all new brakes and hoses and stuff on, and I'm rebuilding all the calipers, it would be daft not to like refurbish the paintwork side of it on them. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm stripping them all down, pistons out, seals out, right down to their component parts. I've got new seals coming to rebuild them. At the moment, 2 of the pistons that I've already taken out, they're really good. They're not rusty, there's no scores on them, the bores are good. So I think just resealing them will be sufficient. But, you know, time will tell. We'll rebuild all this stuff and we'll see how it goes. So I'm just ad hoc doing stuff. Yeah, I think whenever I come out, I think, oh, you know, I might finish off doing the timing belt. So we'll pause a minute, so I want to get some stuff out. Show what I've got. Don't film me. You don't have to film me. I'm just gonna. I want to show what I've got. I've got here. Okay, okay. So this is my first delivery of parts that I've received for the BMW. So we've got new water pump in here. We've got new fuel pump. So that's the timing belt kit with the tensioner. So I'm not leaving anything to Dell. I'm just gonna just go through everything. So the strip the cap, the camshaft sensor. I've got a lead set, air filter, oil filter, fuel filter, new belts, spark plugs. I'm not even sure what this is, not really good. Oh yes, so this is the gearbox filter, dump seal for the gearbox. I'm just not leaving anything to chance. So hoses, going through everything. The only problem I'm currently having is the radiator. Even though it looks okay, it's started to, it's like it's a little bit, the fins are a little bit crumbly. I'm currently stripping down the calipers, so I want to get these all in their component parts, because once I've cleaned all the crustiness off them and that, I can take them indoors and paint them on the kitchen table. So I might just get away with that, I'm not sure. So I've done two. This one's putting up a bit of a fight. The piston is appears to be quite stuck in there. I've been using compressed air to try and push the piston out, but it's proving a little bit tricky. So I'm going to use the trusty old mole grips to see if I can just twist it. Everyone's got mole grips in their toolbox, I'm sure, and they probably use them all for the wrong things, but that is proper tight in there. That won't even shift. Let's see. Oh, there we go, just freed off. I have previously soaked these in penetrating oil prior to doing this today. So I'm going to hope now, if I freed that off, a bit of compressed air might just push that piston out. But very careful, because these things can fly away if you're not careful. Let's see. Out if I put the compressed air on. Excuse me. As you can see, I'm not fortunate enough for some people to have a nice workshop. So I've only got a single garage. Of course, Jag lives in there. I could get it out and do some work, but the car's not mobile. I've got a load of stuff in front, so we'll just have to work out in the cold, which is usual. So let's just see if we can pop this piston out. There you go. Gone. There we go. Piston out. Let's have a little look, see what it's like. Actually, it's not too bad. Got just some of this Scotch-Brite, very fine Scotch-Brite, just to clean up and have a look, just to see if the piston can be reused, which I think it can. So let's have a little look at this. I'm sure this is going to clean up quite well. Oh, not too bad. Just a little bit of residue on it from sitting and not moving for 17 years. Yeah, pleased with that. So the piston will go again. Let's actually have a look at the caliper itself. There's a little bit of staining in there, which is to be expected. So let's get the seal out. There we go. Seal. She's a little bit grubby in there. bit of rusting on that lip, but I think that will clean up because it's not actually in the piston itself, or in the bore itself. I'll give that a good clean up. Yeah, happy with that. So you can leave it, you can paint it, you know. And for me, when I'm taking something to bits and rebuilding it, I like to at least clean it up and make it look like it's been rebuilt and that. So if you've enjoyed or liked what you've seen today, you know, like, subscribe, notification bell.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Alright?
Yeah.
Good. Had a good day?
So if you've enjoyed what you've seen today, yeah, please like, subscribe, you know, press the notification bell, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you think it's not that good. You know, leave a comment, you know, good, not bad, you know, let's be sensible, and you know, I'm happy to any comments, you know, but you know, let's be
Civil.
no, not civil, what's the word? You know, leave a comment, you know, I will read all comments if I get any. But please, you know, good or bad, but let's be, it's bollocks, no, start again. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more, please like and subscribe. You know, leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and let's see how it goes. Bye. Yeah, he's filming me.
Oh, it's alright.
That's all right.
Subscribe to the channel.